Chapter 9. I quickly read over to see if anywhere I had written out her name, but before I have the chance to finish, Yuri states, My, it would seem that you must be in love, Sawyer. Those are some very nice things that you have to say. Who is this girl? I think I should like to meet her someday. Perhaps to have a chat with her. I laugh at her question. Yuri moves back into the kitchen and begins to slice a bit of green onion. She seems to be quite lovely to you. But you know, there are so many girls out there. She throws in the onions and stirs the food with her blade. Yuri takes some of the food and a few slices of bread on a few plates over to the table where she sets them down. I join her at the table and state, I don't know if I should say. I'm actually kind of scared. Yuri laughs. Scared? Scared of what? She's grinning as she laughs. She places the tip of the knife against her cheek and looks at me before lowering it down to cut her food. Well, I don't really know if I want her to know that. Surely, I don't know her, do I? She asks. Well, the truth is, you know her quite well, I think, I state. Yuri begins to shake as she eats. Oh? Well, maybe you should tell me then. Perhaps I could, perhaps I might know how you could go about asking her out. She whispers, Well, you really should confess your feelings. You should confess your love to any woman if you suspect that you love her, she says a bit louder. Really? Yes, she says loudly. Her eyes look up to me. They're wide and her pupils are small, as they'd been when I had awoken her this morning. She doubles back as she takes in what she has done. Oh my, I'm sorry, Sawyer. I snapped at you, didn't I? All I can do is look into her eyes. You probably think I'm crazy now, but maybe you think I'm insane, but I assure you, Your eyes are so beautiful, I say to her. I gaze into them as she gets closer to me. You really think so? She asks as she slides her chair to my side. Absolutely. Before I realize it, Yuri is right beside me. She's so beautiful, and I can feel myself speak, but only after I hear my voice do I realize what I've just said. Will you marry me? Yuri grins madly at my question and hugs me. I can feel her laughing. It all feels so surreal. For the rest of lunch, she can't stop laughing, until at last she is able to say, I'm quite tired, Sawyer. Would you like to rest on my bed? I ask her. Yuri blushes at my question. Sorry if that was inappropriate. I just thought since it's the only bed in my house, you might like it. After all, you sat sleeping upright last night. I couldn't, Sawyer. You need to rest. But it is a kind gesture. Maybe the sofa? I shouldn't leave you alone, she states. Then we can rest together. There, on my bed, I say to her. You've cared for me all day today. The very least I might do is care for you in some way. Yuri looks at me before smiling and following me back to my bed. We simply leave the dirty plates on the table. It was a full-size mattress, so there was room for the both of us. She hops on and sits. I lay back and smile. I turn the radio and my alarm clock on and turn the volume up for us to listen to it. What do you listen to? She asks. News, westerns. I do like classical music, I say as I turn the dial to a classical station. Oh, you do? She asks. Yes. Westerns are such an interesting type of music and storytelling. I'm a bit more partial to classic political and philosophical literature, though, but I do think that they are nice. Have you ever read The Metamorphosis? I ask her as we lay down. Yes, I have. Why? She asks, looking over to me. It's a fascinating book. I've been thinking lately. You know the part where Gregor finds joy in the things that a bug takes joy in? You know, after he finally accepts that he's a bug? When he at last feels like he might be able to let go of his past life and take on a new one. It's strange, but I almost feel as though I can understand him. Being with you has made me see something different in life. I know what you mean, Sawyer. I'm sorry that I snapped at you today. I'm just rather tired, but I've felt that too in the last few months. Why do I feel like I've known you for so long? I ask. I assure that you haven't, but I feel as though you do, Sawyer. It's almost like we were meant for each other. Perhaps we were, Sawyer. God knows I've dreamed of this for so long. She smiles. How so? To meet somebody who understands you? I ask. Yuri falls into another fit of laughter as she nods to me. Yes, Sawyer, but so much more than that. More how? I ask. So much more, Sawyer. So much more. Someday when you're ready to accept it, maybe then I can tell you. Maybe when you're finally mine and all mine alone, I can show you. Yuri gazes into my eyes before smiling. I look at her perfect teeth. All of Yuri is perfect in my eyes. Those lips of hers. If only last night were true. I could surely do without the foul medicine, but even if it had to be so, for it to be true, I would gladly accept it. Sawyer. Yes? Did you really mean your question earlier? Oh, that? Well, it was in the heat of the moment, but I suddenly feel Yuri roll on top of me and pin me back by my wrists. You really should be more honest with your thoughts, Sawyer. I know that you're lonely. I know you want companionship, and if it's how you really feel, I will gladly be all yours and yours alone. If you swear to be mine forever and ever. I meant it, I reply. And at this, Yuri leans down and kisses me as I relish in the moment.